Many people ask me how hard is it to learn technical analysis. I tell them it's very easy. 60 minutes crash course. I can give you all the technical tools that you need to become consistent, profitable trader. But the mental side, the psychology behind trading, it takes years to practice and master. Hey there, Tamir from Fibonacci-Traders.com here with the daily market recap. Please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends, will be much appreciated. Without any further ado, let's hit the charts. With FOMC coming up this week, 25 basis points or less, or 50. Let me know in the comments below what do you think, where Mr. Powell is taking us. For now, the SPY is on hold. Friday inside day, today inside day, indecision in the market, which means we surely cannot decide. We need to sit on hands and see where price will take us. Let Mr. Market decide for you. Short term, we have this trend line that helps us to identify that we are in a short-term downtrend. Each and every time price reached this trend line, it got rejected. 394, 395 to the upside, 388 to the downside. These are support and resistance for now. QQQ last week broke up and above this trend line. Now pulled back, retesting this trend line as support. This trend line was resistance, broke, going back, retesting this trend line as support. Now let's see if we can get continuation to the upside when 308, 310 is the next resistance. Breaking up and above, we can assume with high probability 313 will be next. But the most important lesson here is trend lines are the true support resistance for price action. Know your trend lines. IWM basically moving sideways, managing to hold above the 170, but 176, 177, tough resistance. Looking left, same price action we got during December and January. We're starting to get over here. Are we going for a same bounce towards 192, 199? No one knows. All we have to do, follow price, use levels to manage risk, and for now, there is nothing interesting on the IWM. Short, below 170, long, above 177. And of course, everything you see and hear on this video is for educational purposes only. Dow Jones managing to hold the 315, trying to get back above the 320, 321. Let's see if really we can get a bounce above 325, because we know 325 was a very tough, very important support. Resistance, support, support and resistance. Very important level, 325. So we need Dow Jones closing above this area. SMH, strong sector, holding above the 247. This area was support, resistance. Now once again support. 255 to the upside is next test for the bulls, but looking left, we can see that the SMH during February just moved sideways between the 247 and the 255. Are we going to get the same price action? Always look left, where price was, what he did before, and where price is now and why. 255 breaking to the upside, high probability we are going to retest this white trend line, probably around the 266. Natural gas, basically continuation to the downside. 230 needs to hold, otherwise 211 will be next, and if 211 will break to the downside, we take Fibonacci and Mr. Fibonacci is telling us that 190 is next support, and then 168. Crude oil. You know this blue trend line because you follow me on Twitter and you saw previous videos. And as we said, once the 73 area will break to the downside, this blue trend line, we will see it getting retested very fast. And here we are, almost touched. It's not rocket science, it's technical analysis. It doesn't need to be accurate to the point, but 64 together with this blue trend line for now, holding as support. We have this doji. Let's see if this doji can validate as a trend reversal to the upside. For now, it seems like it's not. We need a day or two, close above the 67, 68 area, and then we might get trend reversal back to 73. This area will be tough test for the bulls. XLE, once again, trend lines are the true support resistance for price action. Several days now, XLE is managing to hold above it. Let's see, bounce and closing this gap over here, but still soon. We need another day or two above 78, and then we are going to close this gap because we know more than 80% of all gaps will get filled throughout time. So 78, 15, 78, 20 to the upside. It's the next resistance. We need to close above it. AAPL basically holding the SPY alone on its shoulder to trend line to line chart. You can see trend lines are the true support resistance for price action, and it's not magic, it's only technical analysis. And now once again, price is having a tough time to break up and above. And if you're a pattern trader, pattern seeker, you can see shoulder, head, shoulder, but this trend line for now is not giving up. If bulls have enough power in their hands, they will break up and above this trend line, and then we can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high, and then we have all the future potential resistance to the upside. Or if bulls will give up for some reason, maybe FOMC, rate hike, bulls will give up and we will start seeing downtrend, and then we have double top scenario. Always prepare for both sides. No one knows what will happen next. All we have to do is prepare, and by understanding in-depth candlestick analysis and the relationship with trend lines and Fibonacci, we can assume with high probability what will happen next. Tesla, once again, 185, 186, very tough resistance. If bulls will give up, and they will eventually give up on this level, 163 is the next support, and we have this gap over here. And as you can see, this gap is like a magnet to price. Bulls are trying to get away from it, but the magnet is pulling it towards it. Google, continuation to the upside. Now 100 from resistance. Friday and today, support. Let's see continuation. 103, 108. Next major support resistance to the upside. Google, very strong. AMD, as expected, and you saw it on Twitter and previous videos, on the weekend videos, we had a doji of a trend line, pulled back 93, now holding Let's see where price is taking us next. For now, if you are not long yet on AMD, I would wait. Because price, as you can see, each and every time reached this trend line, it got rejected, pulled back, and then made a bounce. So wait until a pullback, maybe towards this middle trend line, and then look for a bounce, or look for a break up and above the 100 area. And again, educational purposes only. This is not advice to take any trade or investment on any kind. Do your own due diligence. NVDA, after breaking up and above this trend line, and you know these trend lines because we are following these trend lines for the past few weeks, and now breaking above this yellow trend line, now testing it as support, from resistance to support. Trend lines are the true support resistance for price action, and if you want to take your journey to the next level, check the links in the description below. 2 programs, one-on-one live mentorship program, or 6 hours pre-recorded 49 lessons. My promise to you, both programs with lifetime access, guidance, and support until you will become your own indicator and you will stop following others. Shopify, swing low, swing high, retracement, trend line now. Fibonacci 4473, 4480. Very tough resistance. Look here, and look over here. So if you're planning on long on Shopify, which is looking good, but we have higher lows, higher highs, but for now, if you're not long yet, I would wait for a break up and above the 4473, break and close above this level. Otherwise, it can chop you off and maybe break below this line. Patience is key ingredient in trading. Netflix 294, trying to hold 294, as we can see, held over here. Let's take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high, 293, 294 holding, and 308 is the next resistance for bulls. And if you take trend lines, you can see lower highs. This trend line is holding as resistance. Meta, trend lines are the true support resistance for price action. I know I sound like a broken record, but this is it. It's only technical analysis. It's not rocket science. As I said, 60 minutes crash course. I can give you all the tools that you need to become your own indicator. But the mental side, the psychology behind trading, it takes months and sometimes years of practice and master. Meta, sliding up, grinding up this trend line. We have this gap over here. For now, Meta is trying to avoid this void and run away from it. Very strong name, 131% to the upside since October lows. Microsoft almost reached this trend line. Doji, now we have all the levels to the downside to manage our risk. We can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high, and as you can see, 274 resistance, failed to hold as support, so 268 needs to hold. Otherwise, we have 263, 260, and 254 and maybe back to 245. No one knows. Follow price. Use levels to manage your risk. Amazon, after breaking up and above this channel, this downtrend channel, now 97 is holding. We might get another pullback, retesting the 93 together with this blue trend line from resistance to support, and then we have FOMC. 25 basis points or less, we can assume a nice bull run. 50 points, brace yourself, we are going down. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends, will be much appreciated. Don't forget to check the links in the description below. One-on-one mentorship program, online Fibonacci traders program, 6 hours pre-recorded, 49 lessons. Both programs, my promise to you, will transform you to become your own indicator, technical and mental side. Until the next video, stay safe.